Vidor City Council meeting. It is actually, today is September 12th, okay? So City Council meeting, a few things happened. Some people got a little upset. Some people got a little happy, and we'll go get into that. So really, it started off tonight with the, with actually Rex Pivito. Now Rex Pivito, he came and just gave his a little spiel about him, that he was running for the 163rd District Court, and you know, Judge Powell will not be running again. So he basically just, hey, that's who I am. Please consider me. So got to find out some more information about him, because he didn't really give too much, and I am not really familiar. And I do know that he sits on the LCM school board, and he mentioned that he's been a general attorney for the past 25 years. So you may want to look him up, because, well, he's going to be coming up for vote next time. Now, one of the big things that started off is property tax. Property tax for the city has actually changed. And it's currently, the city amount is 0.724%. Advantage is, they voted, and they had two meetings that they talked about it, where people have to sign off on. The new tax rate for the next fiscal year will actually be 0.70371. Actually a little bit lower than the current rate. So that's actually a big positive, okay? Now, they also had 3 habitations talking about people still living in RVs. They're not in their homes. So many people don't know is at the end of August, those people were supposed to be out of the RV and in their home, not in those campers, RVs, and stuff like that. They had to get out of that. But for people that are still working on their home, they are granting variances. And 3 of those people had come up and basically said, hey, we're just about done. We just need a little more time. And they all got an extra 6 weeks in their homes. And it sounds like, you know, each of them were very open about what's going on, and they'll be in their home here probably within that time period. So kudos to them. Glad that they're finally getting into their home after all this time with Harvey. And I know it's been a heartache for a lot of people. I see it on a daily basis, okay? Now, one of the things they've talked about is actually they've got $1 million that they've set aside, $500,000 for road improvements and $500,000 for drainage. And they've got to figure out how to spend that money. They earmarked that for those specific tasks. And you know, I want a big shout out to Mr. Bealey, who lives over in Heritage Park. He has been coming to these city council meetings, asking them for money for, I don't know, almost 4 months, I think, for in that range. Every week talks about Heritage Park. And you know what? If you've been to Heritage Park, that's down Orange Street on the left-hand side, there's some dangerous spots. I mean, that road needs some serious work. And, you know, he has some valid points. And we've had other members of Heritage Park come out. And he's really those are the only people that's come out to talk about or talk to the city council when they're talking about their budget. You know, sometimes the squeaky wheel gets the grease. And finally we had, you know, Romeo with the city. He deals with roads and drainage, things like that. He came out and he had 15 different roads within the town that really need some attention. 15. But it takes it, I think, $1.3 million if all those roads are done, which exceeds the amount they have allocated for road restructuring. But he gave some options so the city council can actually see, hey, let's pick and choose these streets out of this. Now, Heritage residents were here, and you know what? There was a little usurpation, a little irritation, because the city, the city really can't justify spending all $1 million in just one area. I mean, that money has to go out through the whole community. It really helped the town and spread it out rather than just spend it on one designated street. And that makes some people kind of upset. And it's understandable. I mean, they're upset. They've got a bad road they need it fixed. They're tax-paying citizens there. But the city council has to think about the general populace, what is good for everyone. But they came up with an idea, and unfortunately, after those people left, there was some more talk, and a compromise was made that about $100,000 gets specifically designated for Heritage Park. And they worked out some math, and they worked out with some bids of what it takes to fix the unsafe, because really there are some unsafe areas from kids driving, damaged cars from the school bus. So $100,000 is going to be able to fix those really, really dangerous areas. But it doesn't fix everything, and I think they know that. So there was a little headway made. Now, what people also don't understand is the road needs an engineer. It needs to have an engineer study out, and engineers are expensive. They're typically about 10 to 12% of the total cost of the project. Well, just to have an engineer and their reports and their study, you're talking about $170,000 that doesn't get used to fix anything, that goes to an engineer. And that's a big expensive money. But I think they're gonna be able to pull some money from a couple different areas and earmark to have some engineer work done. So we'll hopefully see a little bit more of that in the next few weeks. Now, City Hall has some issues. The building needs a little work. There's some damage on actually that side, on the back side over there. Some water damage. And in order for the city to spend anything really on themselves, they have to have 3 bids. Well, they bidded a few things out. And fortunately, Marsh Waterproofing here in town won the bid. They actually had the lowest bid, but it's what they do. They specialize in waterproofing. So that's a kudos to them that we didn't have to have an outside source come in because their bid was less. They were actually astronomically more. And the last little bit, because that's really most of what happened in the meeting tonight, the last little bit is they're gonna have another executive session next week and possibly vote or hire a new city manager. In case you weren't aware, Mike Kuntz is leaving our city. He's going over to Orange, leaving us. So we have that position to fill, and I think they found a person, and I think they're going to be bringing them in, possibly voting on it next Thursday. So they're going to have an extra meeting. Guys, that's what happened at City Council meeting on the 12th of September. If there's any questions or things that you would like brought up, comment below, send a message, share the post, let other people know what's going on in town. And there's lots going on, and we definitely could use your input on how to make Vidor the place that you're proud to say you're from, and the place that you're proud to have a family grow up. Jerad Spencer, Flair Real Estate. Send me a message if you need anything. Thanks, guys.